So here is the finished colored version, and then here's how I colored this piece of artwork. So starting out, I just did a base color for everything. So the clothing would have one base color, and then the skin would have one base color, and then bandana and gloves and everything would have a base color. The base color is one flat color, and then I would add layers on top for like variations of like colors and darker colors, lighter color for highlights, and for shadow. For the style, well, this is a style of coloring that I don't. I'm not. It's actually the first time I'm kind of ever coloring it this way. I'm not used to coloring like digitally with this kind of approach. So yeah, I'm just painting in shadows, and on the arm you can see where I'm painting in the shadows, because the light's coming from his the two hands area where he's holding this power, as you can see here, this power thing in his hand, which it's emitting some kind of a light. So it's pretty much going with that idea. And just painting in shadows. I think that's how I started out, just painting a lot of just shadows, and not I think the highlights, the lighting is done at the same time, but it's mostly shadow, and then just a little bit of highlights here and there, lighting rather. The clothing, I started out with a greenish color. I changed that later on. Looking back, I do kind of like the green color. It's pretty good actually. Well, I did change it later on, but my base color, all my base colors, it's on one layer. So this one layer would have the colors for like the clothing, for skin, for everything. It's on one layer, and I can actually just go in and select the base color. Let's say the base color of the clothing, and then I could change the. I could go back to the layer above, which has the like the real colors. I could use that selection to change his clothing color pretty easily if I want to. Actually, most of these colors are easily changeable because I do have my base color on a separate layer, so it's easy to select each individual I guess element, like the skins, his eyes, or the gloves. They all have base colors that I could just go in and select easily, and then change the colors. It just takes like a couple of clicks. So the biggest thing to me, yeah, it's just the shadows, just adding the shadows, like the shadows inside the clothing, on his the foot that's in the foreground. under inside the opening of the torn clothing there. There's shadows there, and then on his shoulder areas. And there, I don't remember what I was trying to do with that, but thing I was trying to. Don't quite remember what the process was for that. Now, as you can see, I can change the color of the gloves pretty easy. And here I'm just putting in a fireball effect, pretty roughly done. Not the whole thing, but just to get an idea where the lights would be coming from, because at this point the lighting would be more important in the coloring now, because the shadow is roughly put in already, so and then it's just the lighting. And I had the most difficult time with this is where I spent a lot of time on to try to get the effect right. It's just an effect I'm playing in my head. It's not like something I go. Although Capcom has a lot of illustrations, and their game has a lot of. It's Fireball has a. If I want to look it up, there's tons of references and the in-game that I could look at also. But here I'm just. I guess it's just something I wanted to come up with on my own, because this character is the way I'm making it is a little bit different than Capcom's official character like Evil Ryu. This here is not exactly, I'm not exactly drawing Evil Ryu, so the fireball effects I want to make it kind of be in my own way too, and it's very difficult for me to do, because I'm not a Photoshop pro or anything, so doing effects like that, and I all I could do was like do layer effects, like the branding. I would draw different things and have different branding mode on these layers, so they have different what is it called? Is it layer mode or something? They some would have like layer what do you call that, screen effects or whatever, or forgot, or what the other ones so to the end I kind of like the other hand brighten up a little bit, because of the energy around that fireball thing, that's burning out the color on that hand, like so bright, or like in there, but then also because I want to separate the two hands, like the one in the front and one in the right hand and the left hand. They were too close together, and it's not easy to tell them apart from like just looking at it. So making the other one bright, and then the one in the front darker because of the light casting on it. So making the finger a little bit darker because it's away from the light. It's facing away from the light. It creates a separation between the two hands and the fingers between the two hands also. So I like that idea. So it's an artistic choice, but then also it's a choice of a need for it, I guess, because otherwise the two hands would just be mushed together. It's not too easy to tell them apart. And to the end, I'm just playing with the background a little bit, which I did just a little bit earlier in the video here. I did do a motion blur on the background, so that it's not so that has a little bit hint of movement, but then also it's not distracting from the character, because the character is the dominant thing in this drawing. So I want him to stand out. Just trying to fix the fireball effects, which I guess the end result's okay. More or less satisfied, but I think it could be done better. I just spent so much time on it. In the end, I'm just like, I was just like, oh, okay, it's done. I'm just, I don't think I could do much better now at the moment. There's always, a lot of chance to do something like that. That could do better in the future. Just using the experience I've learned from there. Just smoothing out the color around that area, and then yeah, I'm very picky about like making things as close to perfect as possible. Not perfect, but more like consistent. I like to be consistent. And this is how he actually, if you look at it, he's more purplish now with his clothing too. Kind of has a dark purple look on him. Well, maybe due to the lighting from the fireball effect also. But earlier when I started out, he's greenish. His clothing was kind of got a green color to it. I guess I was happy, and it's good study, and I do like it. So yeah, it's just study and learn and move on and do better at. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.